Well, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Huddle Time with Ronit. We've been trying now for a couple of weeks to change the time of when we're going to broadcast our live show. And so we think Mondays, daytime, are really great. And the reason why we think they're really great is because many of you let us know that they really love listening to our guests and our show while they're driving home or while they're riding, either driving home or in the train or just in the commute or just at home fixing things up early in the morning. And they thought it might be a good idea to do it. So for a couple of nights or couple of days out of the month, we're going to do daytime. We're going to do some evening times and give us a feedback. Let us know so we know how things are going. But for anybody who's just joined us, thank you for joining us. This is Huddle Time with Ronit. Every week we come together and we bring to the beauty show, American's Beauty Show by Cosmetology of Chicago. And we bring to you weekly discussions of thought leaders concerning relevant business topics, how to make our life better, how to get better career, thought leaders from all over the world, whether they're in our industry or outside of the industry. So you can elevate your thinking, you can elevate your creative juices and really build richer life for yourself and the people around you. So hope you guys are doing good. Thank you for joining me. Today we have a really special guest second time. And Lala Chihaia has been with us here before. She's an amazing artist, an aspiring entrepreneur, a great mom, a great friend, a great leader, and I can't wait to share with you what you can do to not ever stop dreaming and achieve your goals and achieve your dreams. I'm really passionate about Lala's story because it's very similar to my story. And as you know, we share these stories with so many independent women around the world. And so we're going to share a little bit more about that. But before that, I do want to thank our sponsors, Textel, who helps you engage with your customers the way they want to. And it's easy. Texting, two-way texting is so much more direct, so much more personal than just emails. Of course, we can never let emails go. Those are phenomenal. But texting gets us much closer to our customers and much closer to our staff. So thank you, Textel. We use Textel with Salon Cadence. And also, I would like to thank American's Beauty Shows who sponsor us day in, day out since we've been here together. It is literally has been 2 years since we started Huddle Time with Ronit. We're going to celebrate it very shortly. Now, if you have not gotten your tickets to American's Beauty Show, it is a month away and you do not want to miss that. It is just, actually, it's a little bit less than a month. There is going to be so much in that show. You do not want to miss it. I will be on the show. I'll be in the innovation stage, and we're going to talk about ladies and women who wants to understand and wants to achieve financial independence in their life. I'm going to show you and going to share with you some really successful women in that industry and what they have done to be successful. So come see us at the panel. We also have a panel, and the panel is on Saturday at 3:30. And that is all the game changers in our industry. We're going to share with you guys. We have 9 amazing game changers in our industry, innovators, go-givers, and they're going to share with us all of what you can do to elevate your career to the next level, what they have been doing, and what they're going to do next. Now, there's going to be so many things. Lala is going to be at the American's Beauty Show. We're going to talk about that. And so without further ado, I want to bring back Lala into Huddle Time with Ronit. Hi, Lala. How are you?
Hi, Ronit. Thank you so much for having me back. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in again. I hope you guys are not going to get bored.
Oh my God, with your story, last time I have had so many people reaching out, just telling us that it was one of their favorite episodes of Huddle Time with Ronit. So
don't make me cry because I'm already emotional. A lot of changes in my life.
Well, let's talk about those changes. There's a lot of great changes in your life. Why don't we just talk about that first. What's new at Lala's life? What's new because of Lala that inspires so many more people around us?
I think last time we spoke and I had that interview, I was talking to you about my plans of possibly opening a bridal academy in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I think I also mentioned about working on a book, sharing my journey. Um, well, I haven't made that book happen yet, but I did make my bridal academy happen. That's been a dream of mine since I started my career in the bridal industry back in 2015. I won't say that I dreamed about having a school back in 2015, but eventually growing as a stylist, as an educator. Sorry, I have a light here that has a sensor, and if I'm not moving, it just turns off.
You
So
know what?
if you see me doing this, is because I'm trying to put the light back on.
That's okay. We're in an airstream right now, so we're lucky to even have this amazing service right now. So that's totally good. We're in the middle. We're actually right between, I think, Destin, Florida, to somewhere. So,
Oh, so you're not too far from me. You could have come
not
and visit.
well. I was going to, but you already went to Fort Lauderdale, and I missed you when you were at Fort Myers. So, and we're now we're on our way back to the West Coast. We're on the way there. So, yeah. But
Well, that's living the life. I'm
we
looking
are.
forward to renting an RV and doing the same next year.
Lala, it's been so amazing. You're talking about writing a book, right?
Yes.
And we talked about it last time. And both my husband and I have been writing Profit First for salons now for 2 years. So it really takes a lot out of you. I mean, we're talking, it adds hours into your week. And it's just, so there's a lot to go into it if you want to make it a really good book, a book that is not just to have a book. You have to really invest the time into it, and it's a lot to do that. And you're so busy right now, but I know for a fact that you're going to be doing that. I know it. I mean, I have no question.
Amen to that.
Yeah, it'll happen. So you're in Fort Lauderdale now.
I'm in Fort Lauderdale. I have finally brought that plan and dream to life. I haven't had a big opening. I didn't even told anyone anything. I worked really hard to make it happen, and I had my first class in this place on February 1st. So I would say the opening of my bridal academy took place beginning of February. I had several classes here since. I haven't told anything to anyone. Didn't do a grand opening. All I was focused on making money.
Yeah.
Trying to pay this place, and I knew they eventually posting about it, people, will spread the word about it. And I haven't been here for more than 1.5 months, and I could say that I'm pretty busy almost every day. So people already found out about
Wow.
it, and they love it. And what can I say? The first day I had a class here, I remember my classes are from 10 to 5. I actually offer more packages. I will get into that, but I wanna talk about my first day actually in the academy, because I
No.
was so busy putting everything together that I never actually took the time to think about what I have achieved, to think about my dream of so many years coming to life. I never had the chance to sit down and look around and be like, wow, I really did this. And it only hit me after I had my first class here. And it was 5 o'clock and my student left, and I sat down because I was tired. And sitting down, when you're tired, you don't really think about anything. You just stare on the walls, and you're not thinking about anything. And that's what I was doing. And staring at those walls, I realized that I'm in my own place. I'm in my bridal academy, that this is actually real life, and everything that I dreamed of, it's actually turning into reality. And I remember I got myself on my knees on the floor here, and I burst into tears, and I cried myself out for like half an hour, and I just couldn't stop. And it was not even like, it was happy tears. And usually happy tears don't last half an hour. But I think that was the result of all the hardship that I've been through in these 16 years of United States, and seeing how everything comes together. It was a very humbling moment to see the hard work and the dedication come to life.
I love hearing this. I had an interview a couple of weeks ago with Joseph Grisham. He owns 5 salons in the Atlanta area, a Veda concept, and he came from Iran. And he wrote a book, a book too, and the book was called "Thank You, America," and about how the transition between being an immigrant to where he is today. And he decided that when he was listening to so many people sitting in his chair as a hairdresser, um, there were all had different experiences as being immigrant, and both of us are coming from different country. Both of us had, you know, dreams and thoughts and all of that, and but he did too. And he said he couldn't stop feeling grateful for all the hard times because he appreciates the good times more than ever. And he wanted to, his vision in his book was to help anybody who is new to this country to not stop believing in themselves and keep doing. And he gave us a lot of tips of what will be great for them to adapt to just different ways of our country. And so he called it Thank You America, which is a fantastic book. It's really great. And so that makes me think about, when people think about coming to America, they think about it's so uh, it's like a dreamland. There's just so much to do. It's like ice cream. You're just going to eat ice cream all the time, But it's not the case. It's actually it's not easy. It's really not easy um, to grow here. Everybody think it is, but it's not. And one thing that makes it very tough, and I'm sure you'll agree, that you don't have your family with you, and that's very difficult,
Especially in
right?
culture like ours. Like I'm a Latin culture, and our culture, family is everything, and you can't really function
Every,
without family. So it's even harder for us because we are not used to live by ourselves or conduct our lives by ourselves like it is here in the United States, where everyone is more isolated. Everything is more like appointment based, even with the family. In Romania, we don't have that. We just knock on the door and I'm showing up. And if you're home, we're spending time together. So definitely that was a hardship for me as well when I made it in this country 16 years ago. And it still
yeah,
is sometimes, I will be
really,
honest.
and it still is. Yeah, because our family is still there, and we miss them all the time. So it is. But look, you just created. You always told me. I mean, every time we speak, you tell me, Ronit, I had this dream. I wanted to do something different with my hands. I just didn't want to be a bridal artist and do something really unique. You had a vision, you had a dream. And so now you had your bridal dream for a long time, your vision. What is your vision for your bridal academy? The only bridal academy.
I'll be honest with you, it's not so much about the Bridal Academy as it is for me about people. It was about the people since the beginning of my career. And the reason I switched completely to the educator career from working behind the chair as a bridal stylist was because when I started to teach and when I saw what a huge impact I make in people's career and future and skills and points of view when it comes to their business and how they should work or relate to other stylists in the industry. That's when I felt like this is my place, this is my calling. I didn't really feel that I was making a huge difference in people's life when I was working behind the chair. I know I was doing here for the big day, and the big day is the most important day in most of women's life, in addition to having a child. But I never really felt like I'm making a huge difference in those people's life as I felt when I started to educate. So when it comes to my bridal, it's not really about my legacy and about my styles and about my academy and what I leave behind as it is of what I leave in people's life and what a difference I made in their life. And
Yeah.
whenever I have a class, even if it's in my academy, or I have a class in a salon, or I have a presentation to a show, I always make sure that part of my presentation, it's a little bit of my story as well, to inspire people not only on the educational part and how to take their careers to the next level and their skills, but how to motivate them to actually achieve those dreams, and to show them that I am the living proof that regardless of how hard you have it, or how many negative circumstances you have in your life, you can still achieve those dreams and you can go for it, regardless of what anyone in your life is telling you. So, when it comes to the bottom of all this, again, it's not about Lala's Bridal Academy, it's about how I feel when someone sits in my class and how I make that person feel and what they take with them. And knowing I have so many people since I started to teach in 2017, that's when I became a full-time educator. That was 2 years after I made it in the bridal industry. I have tons of cards from people from all around the United States that they send me a year, 2 years, 6 months later, 3 years later, or I meet them again at hair shows and they're telling me, Lala, because of you, I went back to school. Lala, because of you, I didn't listen to my husband and my mom, and I actually went and finished cosmetology school, even if they told me that's not a real job. Lala, because of you, I went and opened my own business and I'm doing fine. And because of you, I left my husband and now I'm happy. And that's what actually makes the difference. It's not the bridal academy that makes my heart happy. It's knowing that I am a small seed in everyone's life, and I am so honored to know that I was part of their success story and their happy story.
Yeah. Well, I totally agree. It's much more than just doing hair. Because if it was about just doing hair, then, you know, uh, probably people wouldn't come as often. They probably need to come as often to see you and see us, just because, it's a place where it's like a sanctuary for them. So it's more than just doing hair, and I totally agree with that. And so for you, it was always about people, but you had a vision from that, and your vision was to create a bridal academy. So just really quickly, tell the audience, why did you decide it you want to do that, and what is the dream about it? What's the vision for it now?
The vision for it and the reason I actually opened it was I've been traveling since 2015 when I switched to the bridal industry from being a cut and colorist. I will be honest with you. I haven't learned anything in cosmetology school about bridal, anything other than how to set the rollers and how to curl the hair. And to this date, there is no curriculum for upstyling in cosmetology schools. And I am hearing this from every person coming and taking my class. I haven't learned anything. I haven't learned anything. I haven't learned anything. And I have students who are still in cosmetology school and they choose to come and educate themselves even if they didn't finish school yet, telling me the same thing. I came because we don't learn anything about upstyling in school. And I think my desire to open a school was really because of this reason, because I remember how much I struggled when I got behind the chair and I had clients coming to me and asking me to perform a service like that. And I always had to turn them away because that was not my expertise and it was completely out of my comfort zone. So my
Yeah.
vision when I opened this bridal academy was to welcome anyone, beginners, intermediate, masters, and tailor my classes based on everyone's needs. And when they come here to feel like, okay, I spend a day with Lala and I can really take my levels to my skills to the next level. And I've done it because there is a lack of education in the bridal industry, not as far as independent educators, as places where you can go and feel like, okay, I'm really getting educated today. I'm not watching a 1 hour demo, or 2 hours demo, or I'm not in a class where there are another 30, 40 people, and the teacher or the educator is not really paying attention to me or helping me out because there are too many. So I really
Got
wanted
it.
to create the grounds of a school where people really feel like they're coming, getting educated, and getting, what they paid for.
Yeah.
And I have tailored everything around this academy to make sure that I fit everyone's needs. Like I said, my classes are open to all levels when it comes to the bridal industry, and I am offering group hands-on classes, but I do not let my classes go more than 10 students. So even though they are group hands-on, I do not let those groups to be more than 10 people, so I can be able to help everyone and watch their moves and make sure that I'm guiding them throughout the class. And then there are a lot of people who do not perform well in groups. They like the privacy of, if they do a
Yeah.
mistake, nobody makes fun of them, or nobody makes fun of them, but some of them feel that way. They don't feel comfortable learning in a big group. So for those people, I created the private ones, the one-on-ones where it's just them and I. And then I had people who told me, I would love to learn more from you. I feel like one day is not enough. And then I created boot camps of 3 or 5 days, and I already have people who signed up for those. So I really created this in mind to help everyone who has a need to get educated into the bridal industry.
I love that. I think that's phenomenal. So, and it's, I like that what you said, you have the boot camps, which is like more of a crash course that you can repeat over and over again. You have like fundamental, if you really wanted to have a one-on-one, even if you feel comfortable. I always feel like one-on-one can get you so much faster and so much closer. But even the group
To
call, I
be
think the
honest
group.
with you, most of the people they are booking the private classes more than the group hands-on. Even
Mm.
though my private classes are a little bit more expensive than the group hands-on, everyone chooses the private classes, like you said.
Well, I think it's worth the investment. And I'm thinking about as a salon owner. I've owned a couple salons, so I'm thinking as a salon owner, what a wonderful thing to do to send that like a 3 or 4 team members together. It'll be really fun for them to do it together and do something around the fundamentals, because when you have a new talent coming in, whether they are a year into established stylists or they're 4 years established stylists, they're still not really great learning and confidence around having a 3 day, like having the fundamentals.
Well, this is the place
So,
for them to be.
so yeah, I think so. So for salon owners, they can actually probably book something like that.
Yeah,
Something
I
that gives
actually
them.
had
Sorry about
salon
that noise.
owners who reach out to me and ask me for group classes because they want to send like 3 or 4 of their team members. Exactly like you said. And I actually already had 2 classes here from salon teams that travel from Boston. And I had like 4 or 5 students in the class, all of them colleagues working in the same salon. They booked and they said that this was actually amazing because every time we would take classes, we would fly individually. It would be more expensive. This way, we kind of like mixed, pleasure with business. We booked our flights and our rooms together, and it was way cheaper, and we're having so much fun.
Yeah, and it's in Fort Lauderdale. It's
It's in
right by
Fort
the
Lauderdale.
airport.
It's very conveniently located. It's only 15 minutes from Fort Lauderdale airport, and it's only 20 minutes away from the beach. So most of the people traveling, I mean, most of the people coming and taking my classes are not local. They travel from all around the United States. I actually even had people flying from Japan, Switzerland, Mexico, so even from other countries, and most of them are just booking by the beach because it's so close. So they have fun in the morning and
Yeah.
in the afternoon, and during the day they are just spending the time with me.
Well, I think that's fantastic. There has never been done before where it's also specific. So do you have like accessories? Do you have a lot of do you give like a photo shoot if you wanted to do some? What do you actually cover in something like that? Oh, is it good to do a 3 days? Is it good to do a week? What do you recommend?
My boot camps are mostly for advanced levels, where we're going over more intricate, more time consuming styles. And my group hands on and my private classes. Why most of the people are choosing my private classes is because for those, they have the option to choose what they want to learn. While the group hands on classes, they have set up packages that I teach every day. So they only learn what it's in that package versus of my private classes where they get to choose from my portfolio what they want to learn. Uh, in addition to that, actually, I forgot to mention that I have a lot of people that cannot afford to travel. You know, each person's situation is different. Or I have people from, other countries that are following me. And I had a high demand on online education. So this Monday, I actually launched my online education as well. So for those who actually can make it here, or they don't want to travel, or they want to learn from the comfort of their own home, I actually just launched my online education as well. And everything about my bridal academy,
Wow.
my online education can be found on my website, and that's always in the bio of my Instagram. And I would love to
Yeah.
give you guys a
And we'll
tour
have
if you
all the
don't mind.
information. Yeah, let's do it. I'd love to see it.
It's
Go for it.
actually It's actually the place that I have built here. It's a live-in work concept. So the bottom part of the building is commercial, and the upstairs it looks almost like a one-bedroom apartment where you can live if you want to, but if not, you can turn it into a business as well. So what I did after 2020, when we were home and nobody could work, and the bridal industry was pretty much dead because nobody was getting married, and because of that, nobody was actually investing in online, bridal education. I have decided to learn new skills and have a plan B in case anything happened. And last year, I went and I got certified in permanent makeup. So when I looked for a space to open this academy, I was actually looking for a bigger space where I could open a permanent makeup shop as well. So in this place, I have the Bridal Academy, the upstairs where we have the dining area and the living area. I actually turned that into a relaxing area and a lunch area for my students. All my classes are 7 hours and I provide lunch for them. So we need a place for like half an hour where to eat and relax a little bit. And then the other room, I actually turn it into a permanent makeup studio. So I will show you guys first the academy down here, and then I will take you upstairs. Are you ready,
Let's
Ronit?
do it. I'm super excited. I'd love that. And you're going to
Ready.
be at ABS this year.
Unfortunately, I had to cancel my performance at ABS because of a family. Um,
Okay.
my husband is not doing very well, and I have no other family to take care of what's going on
Um,
home, and I had to be home. I'm still doing Orlando premiere because it's only 3 hours away, and if anything happens, I can hop in the
yeah,
car, you know. But
yeah.
ABS, it's a little bit too far, and if anything happens, I'm not going to be able to be home in a timely manner.
I I totally understand it. Family it comes first, always.
Let me see how I turn
So,
this camera. Oops. Any idea how I could turn this camera around?
yeah, I think what you do is you share. You hit the share button. Try that.
I have my cam settings, chat, and leave.
Hmm. I think that you probably well, if it's your camera, can you? I don't know if you can actually. Well, what if you turned it that way? Like you just, yeah, there you go.
I'm just gonna do this. Okay. So here
Perfect.
we are. This is
This looks
because I
amazing.
hold it like this. It looks pretty small, but it's actually pretty big. Let me get away from
Yeah,
it,
no,
and I will show you guys the space. That's the
yeah. I mean,
entrance.
look how many chairs. That's huge. Wow, it looks magnificent.
That's where I sit with my students in the morning when we go over what they're going to learn and everything. And I have a really small corner in here where I serve my students coffee.
It's beautiful. I love it, Lala. It looks
And then
amazing.
all the mannequins. And I have more in the closet, but I couldn't fit everything on this.
This is wonderful.
And I could probably fit around 30 to 40 people for a demo, and comfortably around 10 to 15 people for a hands-on.
Yeah, this is a great space. It's amazing, and it's so beautiful outside.
Oh, thank you. Okay, and now I'm gonna take you guys on the stairs, like I mentioned earlier. Um, Upstairs, I have the lunch area. Let me see if I can show you guys from up here. There we go. From up here, you
That
can
is,
see it better.
oh my God, it's great. Now, do you use pieces? You do you also train with extra pieces or ponytail and pieces of hair? Do you help in that manner as well?
I have everything provided for my classes, like hair pieces, extensions, hair padding, products, mannequins, absolutely everything for the classes provided so the students don't have to bring anything to the class. And for my private classes and my boot camps, they actually take home a kit with them. It's a 24-inch 100% human hair mannequin, and they take a bag with all the products that they use in the class. So as soon as they make it home, they can actually practice everything that they learn
Wow,
in the class.
that is
So
great.
here's another view from upstairs
It
of
looks beautiful.
everything.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take you guys upstairs to show you the lunch and the relaxing area.
Oh wow.
So this is the
I love this concept, Lala. I think that's fantastic. It is so intimate and it's just so nice. It feels like really luxurious and very white glove.
and it again it looks small, but in reality it's way bigger.
Yeah,
So this is where I sit with them. We either have lunch there or we're sitting on the couch relaxing for half an hour throughout the class.
I
And
love it.
then I mentioned that one of the rooms I actually turned it into a permanent makeup studio.
Wow. Wow. I think that's oh, that's gorgeous. It looks beautiful. Amazing. Would you be teaching as that as well? Would you providing some classes with permanent
That
makeup?
is my plan and my dream, but in order to teach, I would need to get probably at least 2 years of experience. So I don't think that's going to happen very soon, but I that's my plan as well.
Got it. Got it. Well,
So
well,
lunch and
listen,
relaxing area for
you
my
have
students.
all. I love it. I think it's fantastic. What a great concept. Well, you're already getting really busy. I'm sure you're probably already booking. So, in order to book classes, we go to your website to book all these classes.
Yes, I actually put all of my schedule and my calendar through Square. Because in the past, since I was working from the comfort of my home, having that small studio, it was always by email. I will be the one getting back to everyone, telling them my availability.
Yeah,
But since I'm to a bigger scale now, I actually partnered with a Square app, and now people can book their classes directly. They can just click the link in my bio, go and book, pay for it, and they're all set.
that is great. I love it. Now, so what are the weeks that you're actually don't work? What are the, do you have like a planned out times that you don't work?
I don't work on Sundays.
There
So
you
other
go,
than that,
guys.
Monday to Saturday, I'm working nonstop. And when I'm gonna
Okay.
be too
Well,
busy, I'm gonna stop working on Saturdays. I can't put my phone back on this. I am so sorry.
no worries. No worries. Well, I feel like you have finally got to a place where you achieved your dreams. So this past 2 years were pretty much a good gift for you, because it has literally helped you achieve your dreams to where you always wanted to do. So you're here, the very first only Bride Academy. And I think that's
Is
amazing.
it really?
Yeah, I don't think there is one. So let's Google it and see if there's any other bridal academy. But I don't think there is. So I think that's just something to write about, to speak about, to talk about. Absolutely. And it's something that, people out there, if we had some really good key advice, last words to anybody who has a dream, what would you tell them?
I would tell them that if they do not have the strength to keep going and chasing those dreams, to find someone that will motivate them to do it. And I will close with a little story. I think I mentioned this story in my previous interview, but I didn't make a point of how having the right person next to me at the right moment was a pivotal moment in my life that helped me keep going and pushing for those dreams. The reason I actually made it into the bridal industry was because of my ex boss. I worked in business and management for 9 years, and one day she invited me to lunch and she offered me to be her right hand. And she even offered me the possibility of a partnership later if her business is growing. And I said no to that. And she was absolutely in shock because I was managing a small property, making very little money. She knew I was capable. We worked before to a different company. She saw my abilities and she really wanted to grow with me. And I said no to that opportunity. And she couldn't believe in her ears how I was able to say so prompt and so fast no to such an amazing opportunity. And she asked me, she was curious why I said no to that. And I told her that my dream is to actually have my own business and make a living off of hair, not in business and management, even if I'm so good at what I'm doing. And she asked me, okay, Lala, what are you doing to make that dream come true? And back then, I told her my response was, I have a Facebook account. I have a few hundred followers there. Hopefully, 3, 4 years from now, I'm going to have enough big following to actually work behind the chair full time and make a living off of that. That was a small dream. All I wanted was just to work behind the chair and make a living by doing hair. I didn't dream about having a salon, being an educator, having a bridal academy, making a difference in anyone's life. I just wanted to make a living off of hair. And while I was sitting with her at that table having lunch, she told me that if I want to make a living doing hair, I need to move on Instagram, not Facebook. Facebook is for old people. And this is my boss who's almost 60 and has nothing to do with hair, telling me that I have to make it on Instagram. So while I was at lunch with my boss, she opened an Instagram account for me. She was the one. My Instagram, Lala Sabdu's Instagram account is actually opened by my ex-boss from business and management that
Wow.
has nothing to do with hair. She opened that Instagram account for me while we were having lunch. She taught me how to post, what a hashtag is, how to use it, what to hashtag, and then she handed the phone to me and she said this, Lala, mark my words, 1 year from now, everyone will know who Lala is. And listening to those words, I literally got goosebumps and I started to cry. And I said, you know what? Since I made it in the United States, nobody ever believed in me or told me anything like this. And I said, you know what? Because you are willing to support me, to let me live work, to work less so I can make this happen and not be in the office 8 hours, and you're giving me all your support to make this happen. I promise you that I will make you proud. just because you believe that I can actually do. And that was all I needed. In that moment, that was all I needed. One person to believe in me. So this is what I leave everyone with. If you do not believe in yourself, make sure that you surround yourself with people who believe in you. Even if it's one person is enough to make you keep going. And every time I look around, I think about that moment years ago in 2015 when I was sitting down having lunch with my boss, telling me that I can achieve any of that if I put my mind to it. She told me, Lala, you are smart, you are beautiful inside and out, you are determined, I saw your potential, and I have no doubt that you are going to achieve anything you put your mind to. And that was enough. That was the decisive moment in my career. I could pretty much say that that was the decisive moment in my career. That moment when my boss told me I can do it.
Lala,
So
this is why
surround
I
yourself
love
with
you.
people that believe in you and keep going,
Yeah.
and do not let, I mean,
Yeah.
come on, it wasn't easy. I'm not gonna say it was easy, and that moment was enough for me to make it happen. Okay, I started my career in the bridal industry in 2015. I've been through a lot. I did a lot of things that I didn't like, and I did a lot of free work, and I lived from a check to another, and I almost got evicted in my first 3 months in the bridal industry because I left everything thinking that I'm gonna be successful overnight. And I did a lot of mistakes, and I worked hard to make it where I'm at today. So it's not just having someone believing in you, but it's really the determination and taking the steps to make it there, and having the right people next to you. And she was not next to me, and I hadn't had anyone after that telling me that I can actually do it. I had more people telling me that I cannot do it. But all I could think about every time it was hard, it was my mom and her life and how she made it through, and my boss who told me that I am smart enough to make everything happen. And I believed that. Every time it was hard, I told myself, I am smart enough and I'm capable enough to make this happen. And eventually I made it happen. Sorry,
Well,
I'm
I
getting
think
emotional.
I know I love it. And this is why I love you, because you are so true, and you always, it comes from your heart. And so this is why I love having you together with me here. I believe exactly of what you said. You have to surround yourself not only with people that believe in you, but people that want you to be successful. And when it's hard, like you said, um, you just gotta dig in, and you gotta push through, because the only way to go to the other side is to get through it. And that's not my sentence, that's Brene Brown's sentence, but it is so true. And you're a hero, and you are where you are because of that. So I want to thank you again for such an inspiration. Huddle Time. Everybody who's been listening or has been here, all the details of all the classes are in our feed, and they're on Lala's website. And I encourage you to come and get any kind of classes, but more than anything, come and get the energy that comes from Lala, because that alone is going to get you to where you need to be. Really,
And
I
you
really.
guys need to read Ronit's new book, because it's absolutely amazing. I haven't read it, but anytime I speak with her, I take at least about this much advice from her when it comes to business. So you guys really,
Thank you.
really need to read that book.
Right. Well,
And
that's come.
hopefully I will get my copy.
Yes. Yes. And well, that's coming out, guys. That's coming out April 10, right at the show. We with all the pre-launch, we're gonna let you know when it's really there to start ordering the book. But Profit First for Salons, ladies, women, a woman to a woman. If you wanted to find out how to create an independent, rich life, you want this book. So thank you for that. And Lala, I'm going to stay in touch, because I know we're going to do a lot more together. And I'm so happy. I can't wait to see your academy. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to do live Huddle Time next time at your academy.
I look forward to welcome you here, and everyone else who wants to benefit from this beautiful place and what I have to offer. And I look
Yes.
forward to for us not to just do a live in here, but to actually hang out and have some girls' time.
We're totally going to do that. You can count on that. Next time when I'm Florida, that's what we're doing. And you never know. It might be in premiere, and hopefully, if your husband feels great, maybe we'll be able to do it. So everybody, thank you so much, Lala, for coming. This has been
Thank
an
you again
awesome.
for having me.
Hold on, don't get off. I'm just gonna get